Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Dortmund career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're quickly going to look at the games that lie ahead. But something you may well have noticed is normally I would advance all the way to the next game, ready for the next episode. But in the last episode, we couldn't do that. And in this episode, we couldn't do that. And it's for exactly the same reason. I don't want to risk advancing a week from the 24th of August to the 31st of August in case other teams come in for any of the players that we currently have on the transfer shortlist, because we are not the only team in the transfer market looking to improve our current squad. So realistically, I thought if I advance all the way to that game, there's a chance one of our players like Lewandowski, like Tielemans, like Van der Beek could be approached by another team, and potentially by the time we get to that game, could be at a different club. We've already had this already with a couple of players that we had on our shortlist, so we didn't want to risk it, and that's why we're not currently at match day. But the first game in today's episode is going to be against Union Bear. We're going to finish off the summer transfer window. We're going to move into the month of September, where we have a nice 2 weeks off until we face off against Bayer Leverkusen, and then only 3 days later, we face off in our first Champions League game in the group stages against FC Barcelona. We certainly have some difficult games in today's episode. With all that being said, we're certainly going to be simulating the game against Union Bear. We'll then be playing the game against Bayer Leverkusen, and of course playing the game against Barcelona in the Champions League. Now, I'm super pumped for today's episode, guys, but we've got a lot to do. Now, I do believe this is episode 4, and episode 4 is going to be about playing those 3 games, but also transfers. You guys have been voting since the first episode on 3 straw polls, which we're about to go over in a minute. And now there is no point in voting anymore, because we'll be looking over them in today's episode and acting upon them. In the next episode, we'll be looking over fan objectives, something that I absolutely loved doing on FIFA 19. You guys have got involved with loads of hashtag fan objectives, so thank you so much for that. I'm sure you'll be seeing your fan objective in the very next episode. But to kick things off, let's get in to the straw polls. So the first straw poll that was down below in the description for the last 3 videos and also in the comment section was, which goalkeeper do we sign? And the options were none, stick with what we've had, or stick with what we have, should I say, Andre Onana from Ajax, or Angus Gunn from Southampton. Now, as I click show results, we have a winner, but only by 1 vote. As I flip my fingers, you guys will see it on screen now. You can see that none, stick with what we have, won with 6 votes. Andre Onana, was second with 5 votes. And Angus Gunn was third with 1 vote. Which means from that straw poll, we won't be signing a new keeper at least this season. Obviously, we're doing 2 seasons at Dortmund. There may be an option for us to sign a keeper in the second season. But for this first season, we will stick with exactly what we've got. As we move over to the next straw poll, it's what midfielder do we sign? There was 5 midfielders: Van der Beek, Tielemans, Abadi, Ndidi, and Ziyech from Ajax. The current winner, and the winner of this straw poll, is Donny van der Beek with 4 votes from Ajax. In second place was Yuri Tielemans with 3 votes. And it's Bardi down in third on 2 votes. And then Ndidi, 4th position with 1 vote. Nobody, surprisingly, voted for Ziyech. I thought Ziyech was really good at Ajax. I'm quite surprised nobody went for him. But the midfielder we certainly will be going after is Van der Beek. So we've got we're not going after the goalkeeper. We will be trying to sign Donny van der Beek. We may also go in for Yuri Tielemans if we have the funds. But as we move over to the final and last straw poll, it's what striker do we sign? And the options were Malen, Aubameyang, Lewandowski, and Williams. That is Iñaki Williams. Now, obviously, we had other options that we were going to look at bringing in, like Tammy Abraham. Unfortunately, he got snapped up before we got in there. And there was also Erling Haaland. Unfortunately, he's new to the club, so we can't sign him either. But as we show results, wow, we have an outstanding winner here in Malen with a massive 7 votes. In second position, we have Aubameyang on 2 votes. And joint third, Lewandowski and Williams on 1 vote. So you guys really really want me to bring Maylen in, and that is exactly what we'll look to do in today's episode. Thank you so much for the 11 people that voted on the striker. Thank you so much to the 10 people that voted on the midfielder option, and thank you so much to the 12 people that voted on the goalkeeper option. I appreciate all you guys getting involved, voting on the straw polls, because then it doesn't just become my career mode, it becomes ours, because you guys have a say-so. So before we advance in any time right now, to start off and kick off today's episode, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty transfers. That's the bit that you guys want to see us bringing new players in. So that's exactly what we're going to plan to do. So we can remove Angus Gunn and Andre Onana from the list because we won't be signing a goalkeeper. As for midfielders right now, of course, Donny van der Beek won, so we'll be going him for him. And then if we don't get him, or if we still have funds left over, the next option will also to be bringing in Yuri Tielemans. Now, the good thing about it is Van der Beek will play camp, so he will play up there with Mario Götze and also Marco Reus, and we'll have Donny van der Beek there. And if we also get Tielemans, then he can play in the central midfield / central defensive midfield a little bit deeper. But I think because Donny van der Beek was the man to be top voted on the midfielder, he is going to be the player we go in for first. Now, it's currently saying we may have to offer between 28.7 and 41.5 million euros for a chance for this deal. Well, let's go ahead and approach Ajax, start the transfer negotiations, and hopefully get Donny van der Beek to Borussia Dortmund. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for transfers. I love bringing new players to the club. Let's see what's going on. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Let's get started. So, of course, we're going straight in there with a transfer fee. We've got 151 million euros in the bank. So let's start spending that money. 24.5 is his current value. What if we just drop 30 million euro? 5.5 million more than his current transfer market value. What are we saying there, Ajax? They'll accept that Ajax's rep if we add on a 7% sell-on clause. Well, you've got yourself a deal, because we won't be selling Donny van der Beek. We're bringing him here to turn up with that black and yellows. That's what we're talking about. So there we go. We've now got Donny van der Beek accepted in terms of transfer talks. Now we have to negotiate a contract with him, which we'll jump straight into. We just want to get these transfers out the way. Big games in today's episode. But let's get these transfers done. And let's hopefully now get Donny van der Beek on the books. Here he is. He's here to make a deal. Let's negotiate. So, is he going to take a rotation position? I'd like it if he did take rotation, because we have got Marco Reus and Mario Götze in there. So, is he going to accept it? Yeah, he'll take rotation as his a squad role. So I'm happy with that. Happy days. 5 years is perfect. We're only here for 2 years, so not a problem. Leave the next manager with a world-class player. We'll disregard the release clause. We don't want to offer him that. And he wants 55k a week. Right, all I always do here is remove the bonus. We'll give you 55,000 euro a week and 510,000 signing on. What are we saying? Normally the wage will go up to probably 57 or 58 here, because we have removed that extra bonus. Goes up to 56, not as high as I thought, but that extra 1,000 we're willing to pay. So Donny van der Beek, welcome to Borussia Dortmund, our first signing in today's episode. Now, bearing in mind, the last episode was called Super Cup, because we played Bayern Munich in the Super Cup. Transfers, because we brought our very first couple of transfers in the right back and the centre back. And then we also kicked off the Bundesliga, which we started pretty decent. But there we go. We just find... Oh, I can't even get my words out today. I can't do English. We have just signed our first player in today's episode. Now we move on to the striker position. Daniel Maylen. Hopefully you're about to follow in the steps of Donny van der Beek and join us at Borussia Dortmund. Let's get into the transfer talks. Here he is. Now, is this going to be PSV's rep or PSV's manager? Probably the rep, I would have thought. So transfer offer, he's currently valued at 14. What if we offer 20 million euros? 6 million more than his current transfer market value. 20 million? I think it's fair. The PSV's rep has came in and sold Maylen to Dortmund for 20 million. Now we just need to hook him up with a contract. We'll dive straight into that. Let's get negotiating a contract, and hopefully another player joining the black and yellows. Welcome, Maylen. Now let's get talking, and let's get you paid. So squad role. So realistically, Paco Alcácer is going to be our main striker, but we don't have another striker, so he's probably going to be, he's going to rotate with him. Will he accept rotation as the squad role? He will. Happy days. Great start. Oh, and look at that. My green screen has fell behind me. It's a good job I glimpsed over there. 3 years. Yeah, we'll take 3 years because we're only here for 2. I just keep checking now the face cam because sometimes it does slightly move out of the camera position. He doesn't want a release clause. Well, we're happy with that. We'll accept that. We don't want you to have a release clause either. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Agreed on that. Oh, he's not going to give us any clue. Okay, so what if we say, currently on 15.5, what if we pay him 30,000, so just less than double what he's on now, and we also give him, should we give him 250,000 signing on? Is that good enough for you, Maylen? Please don't walk out. Maybe I should have offered 300,000, 400,000. Don't walk out. Okay, that's okay. They didn't walk out. They've come back and want it a little bit more. So they want 38,000 a week and 330,000 signing on. Well, Daniel Maylen, welcome to the Black and Yellows Borussia Dortmund. A second signing to kick off today's episode. Wow, we're only 10 minutes in. We've already made 2 incredible signings. Now, before we even go any further, we'll potentially now look at getting Yuri Tielemans. We'll remove Ndidi. We'll keep Enes Bardi for the future. Ziyech can go. We'll leave Lewandowski, Aubameyang, Iñaki Williams and Haaland. In fact, we'll get rid of Iñaki Williams. I've always said I'd like to, in Season 2, potentially bring back an ex-Dortmund player in Robert Lewandowski or Aubameyang. But you guys also like the idea of me getting Erling Haaland, which a lot of you did mention. So we probably will look at that in either January or at the start of Season 2. And it's Bardi, someone I want to bring in. There's still a chance here that we bring in Yuri Tielemans. So let me just go and have a look at the funds. We've still got 100 million. Should we just do it? I mean, a couple of you guys did vote to bring Yuri Tielemans in as well as Donny van der Beek. Do we just do it? Let's do it. Why not? I never really do a career mode where we can just splash the cash. So let's... The player has just recently joined the club and won't move again. So there's me about to splash the cash. And he's only just moved to Leicester City. So Brendan Rodgers is lucky because we were about to snap up Yuri Tielemans. And now we're not going to be able to. So what I'm going to do is, I'm now going to advance all the way to the end of the month when the summer transfer window ends. And then going to look if I can go in for Yuri Tielemans again, because sometimes it glitches. And as you get towards the end of the transfer window, you can actually sign these players. If not, we may well just flip it back and look at bringing Enes Bardi to the club. I feel like it'd be a little bit of a waste to just leave 100 million in the transfer budget kitty. I feel like I want to spend that money. But what I'll do now, guys, is advance all the way to the end of the month. We'll see if any transfer offers come in for any of our players. And then we'll also look at potentially bringing in one final signing in this transfer window. It's the 31st of August, meaning 2 things. 1, we have a big game up next, which we're simulating. And 2, it's the end of the summer transfer window, or at least the last 10 hours of the summer transfer window. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to simulate this game against Union Bear. Then with 10 hours to go, I'm going to go back over to our transfer shortlist, see if Yuri Tielemans is approachable. I'll start advancing in a little bit of time, skip a few hours, and as we get down to 5 or 4 hours to go, if we still can't get Yuri Tielemans, I'll look at bringing Enes Bardi to Dortmund for our final signing in today's episode, or in fact our final signing for this transfer window, which means we will have signed 5 players. We've got Maylen up top in the striker position, Van der Beek to play in the central attacking midfield, Soyuncu should I say, in the centre-back position, Klosterman at the right-back, and then either Enes Bardi or potentially Yuri Tielemans in the centre-mid/CDM role. But the team we are putting out against Union Bear, well, as I looked over the team, guys, and I looked at the new players that have joined us, we're really starting to build a solid Borussia Dortmund team. But we are going with Paco Alcácer up top in the striker position. A little behind him, we got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Then Guerra, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho in the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Piszczek at the back, with Berkey between the sticks. We currently sit 5th in the Bundesliga. Played 2, 4 points. We had a win and a draw, unfortunately. Can we get off to a great start in today's episode? We're simulating the game, so it's unfortunately not in the hands of us. It's in the hands of the EA gods. That's a very strange formation from Union Bear there. Going for the arrow, the 3-4-2-1. If we get them on the counter-attack, I'm pretty sure we're going to punish them. And they lost 4-1 at the start of the season to RB Leipzig and drew 1-1 with FC Augsburg. But as we get the players warmed up, it's going to jump straight to the result. Do we get it? Yes, we do. We batter them 5-1. Wow, wow, wow. Unfortunately, we can't see all the goals, but what we can see is Sancho picked up a brace in 2 goals. Paco Cesar scored up top for us. Julian Brandt came on and also managed to score a brace. From the actual feed on the right, we can see Paco Cesar scored in the 42nd minute. Abdullahari scored for Union Bay in the 43rd minute. So we were going in at that point 3-1 up. So we were absolutely smashing them. Then in the second half, in the 57th minute, Julian Brandt come on for Delaney. He then scored 3 minutes later in the 60th minute. And then 20 minutes after his first goal, he bagged another one in the 80th minute. So we beat Union Bay 5-1. What a result. We were away from home. Now we have to focus on the last 10 hours of the transfer window. The game up next against Bayer Leverkusen. And then to finish off today's episode, we're playing FC Barcelona. Today's episode is going to be a good one. Well, I've kept checking every single hour. We're now down to the last 2 hours of the transfer deadline day. I will go ahead and check whether we can get Yuri Tielemans again, but I've got a feeling, yeah, it's not going to happen. The player has only recently just joined the club. So I think what I'm going to do from here, guys, we've got 100 million in the bank. We're going to go ahead and sign Enis Bardi. Now, I know Yuri Tielemans had a higher vote than Enis Bardi, but that doesn't mean, guys, come January or the next transfer window in the summer, we can sell Enis Bardi, move him on, bring Yuri Tielemans in. It doesn't really matter. I could wait till the January transfer and then do a straw poll of who would you rather me bring in, Yuri Tielemans or Enis Bardi. But we're in a situation where we've took on Borussia Dortmund. We've got so much money. We've had so much pumped in. We've had a financial takeover. We can buy both players if we want them. And I've never played with Enis Bardi since FIFA 17 maybe. So a long, long time, maybe even FIFA 16 since I've actually used Enis Bardi. Same with Yuri Tielemans. That was back on, I think, FIFA 18 in the Liverpool Cream. It was the last time I used Yuri Tielemans. And these are players that not only do I want to try out and play with myself, but also are interesting to play with and great targets. So I think, enough talking. Levante UD, will you sell us Enis Bardi? We don't want to pay, let me just check actually, so it's 29.4. We don't want to pay the release clause. We want to get him for a little bit less if we can. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do. So first off, let's decide what type of deal. Well, it's straight up cash, 100 million in the bank. Currently valued at 13.5. Let's drop 19 million. What are we saying? They think that's a fair offer. I mean, at this point, if they were to walk out, well, we wouldn't be signing anyone else in the midfield. But Levante's rep says 19 million is good enough. Now what we have to do is sort out, which I'm just trying to see how much he's on. He's on 23k a week right now. 23,000 euros. Probably going to want a little bit more coming from Levante UD. Here we are, having a cup of tea and crumpets, as we do. Welcome. Both sit down. We're excited to potentially bring Enis Bardi. Thank you for having us. You're more than welcome. He wants, wow, they're straight in there, sporadic. Yeah, we're happy with that. I was going to give you a rotation, but if you want to go sporadic, that's fine by me. Now that we've agreed on that is roll. So length, let's just go 4 years. We're only here for 2, so we don't need to push them for the 5. Wow, we only want a 2-year deal. Well, we're here for 2 years, so can we have you for 3 just to make sure we've got you? Bardi's happy with that. Happy days. Why would you want to go from Levante UD to Borussia Dortmund and only want a 2-year contract? We want to disregard the release clause. Hopefully you're happy with that. Wage, okay. So you're currently on 23. So what if we offer you 40 and then we offer you 300k? That probably seems a lot, actually. I don't want to screw this up too much. Let's go 35. So 12,000 euros more than he gets now. And a £300,000 signing on bonus. What are we saying, Enis Bardi? Are you joining the black and yellows? Or are you about to stand up and leave this restaurant? What are we saying? It's still not what they were hoping for. Of course it's not. He wants 51,000 euros a week. Just give it him. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have made our 5 signings to Borussia Dortmund. We have brought in Klosterman at right back. Soyuncu at centre back. We've just now brought in Enis Bardi in the central midfield / central defensive midfield role. We've got Donny van der Beek in the central attacking midfield role. and Malen up top to rotate with Paco Alcácer. Very, very happy with the signings. I think they're going to be tremendous players for this team. Now what I'll do, guys, is finish off the transfer window. There's no players that we want to get rid of. There's no more players we want to buy. We'll get through the transfer window, get all the way to the game against Bayer Leverkusen, get the lineup rearing to go. Potentially, if the media are gathering, we'll do a press conference, and then we're getting out there to take on Bayer Leverkusen and hopefully absolutely obliterate them. I'd say normally at the start of the season, every point is crucial. But I didn't realise that Bayer Leverkusen have started this season off very, very, very well. They are the only current team to have played 3 and won all 3. If they beat us, they are 4 for 4. They would move up to 12 points and have won all maximum points out of all the games at the start of the season. Currently, VfL Wolfsburg are top, 4 played, 10 points. If we're to beat Bayer Leverkusen, we would move up to be joint with Wolfsburg at top of the league. If Leverkusen win, they'll go top after smashing 4 teams at the start of the season, which is absolutely unbelievable. So a win is a big, big must. We don't have a press conference, which feels a little bit different. Maybe you don't have as many press conferences in the Bundesliga, but in the Premier League and the Liverpool Cream mode, it feels like every single goddamn game we're having to do a press conference. And I must say, guys, the team that we have, the bench that we have, and even the first 2 or 3 rows in the reserves is absolutely outstanding. We have got a cracking team, and I am very excited to see where the future of Borussia Dortmund for these next 2 seasons goes, because I think it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. But we are starting with Paco Alcácer up top in the striker position. Just behind him, we've got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Then Guerrero, Delaney, Witzel and Sancho in the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Piszczek at the back, with Berkey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Bayer Leverkusen. Let's focus on getting the win. Let's play some good football. Let's bag those 3 points. The black and yellows versus Bayer Leverkusen. This is a big game at the start of the season. This is like playing Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen are not an easy team. They've got the central attacking midfielder Kai Havertz, who's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. There we go. The cards are held up to spell out BVB, Borussia Dortmund from the fans. Look at all the black and yellow. We are the bees of this stadium. Players to watch. 5 goals in the last 3 for Jadon Sancho. Let's hope he's going to get on the score sheet against Bayer Leverkusen. I know it's not going to be an easy game. Marco Reus is the man with the captain's armband. Let's get this kicked off with Paco Alcácer. Let's get it on the way. Here's Guerrero, who's trying to get the better of Havertz. Not going to happen. Guerrero got a track back. Here's Bellarabi. Ball down there. Let's go Schultz. Don't let Havertz put that ball in. He's done very well to put it on the inside to Bellarabi, though. Ball into the middle now for Darabi. Into Zeko. Into Volland. I hate Kevin Volland. Kevin Volland always screws me in career mode. I don't know why, but he always screws me. He always seems to end up at like Everton or Chelsea in the Premier League, and he always screws me. Come on, let's take this ball off them. We'll get them on the counter, lads. Here's Edin Dzeko again. Ball down now to Kevin Volland. Ball into the middle for Bellarabi. That just came from nothing. Absolutely nothing. Volland plays the ball in to Bellarabi, who just out of nowhere decided to hit it and beats Berkey between the sticks. Look at this. Hits it. There's nothing to it other than we have to watch it go in the back of the net. It's a great strike. Top bins, postage stamp. Go to Alcácer. Paco Alcácer through now to Guerrero. Through to Marco Reus. A little bit of space. Going to try and drop the shoulder and make his way into the box. Marco Reus! Wide! Frustration is starting to set in for me. That was an opportunity for us to put that home. And we could have been going in at half-time. 2-1 down, not 2-0 down. We're going to get anything from this? No. Ball comes to Dragovic. And the referee blows for half-time. And there is a lot of boos around this Borussia Dortmund stadium. And I honestly don't blame them. Marco Reus has been very poor. Very, very, very poor. But I want to give this team, I feel like they're just starting to warm. We're starting to play the right passes. I want to give it another 10-15 minutes before they start making the changes. Then we're probably going to look at bringing Probably, who am I bringing on here? Probably Mario Götze to play at central attack and midfield. I'll probably bring on Julian Brandt to play at the left mid position. Drop Witzel out and maybe bring on Enis Bardi or somebody like that. But if we don't score in the next 10-15 minutes, and I don't feel like we're staying in third, fourth gear, we're going to be in serious trouble. Come on, Piszczek, ball into the middle. Let's get there, Schultz. We're 3-0 down here to Bayer Leverkusen. How is Schultz not getting to that ball?
Well, he's got a track record of that. On his left side, he's so dangerous.
How is Schultz at a Bellarabi get ahead of him? We're 3-0 down here, ladies and gentlemen. We started off today's episode absolutely unbelievable. We've really fell flat now. And that's where we're struggling is Hummels. Play it through now to Marco Reus. Give it to Marco Reus. Marco Reus wanting to come forward now to get it onto his left foot. Marco Reus looks to bury one. Marco Reus finds the back of the net. It's not game over yet. It might only be a consolation goal, but I'll take it at this point. Green screen. Stop. Marco Reus finds the back of the net and now is being subbed off for Mario Götze. It had to be a change there. Marco Reus just wasn't doing it for us. We've got 18 minutes to find 2 goals. Oh, we've missed it with Schultz. That's going to be a problem. Don't let him put the ball in. It's Havertz now coming forwards. Still Havertz coming forwards. Great save from Beck. It's 4-1. Havertz just ripped apart our defence. Ripped apart. I'll even watch the replay on that one. Some step overs. He ripped our entire defence. Look at this. Takes on 1. Takes on 2. Hits it at the keeper. Great save from Berkey, but it ends up back at the feet of Kai Havertz. And he buries it to make it 4-1. Don't let them get another goal. Let's get rid of that one. Nice on Piszczek. Sancho's on it. Good lad. Into the middle now from Weigl. Referee's going to blow for full time. We lose 4-1 to Bayer Leverkusen. That was a difficult one, you know. That was a difficult one. Unfortunately, Marco Reus's goal was just a consolation goal. Stat-wise, they killed us. Absolutely killed us. 8 shots, 6 on target for Bayer Leverkusen. 54% possession. We had 3 shots, 2 on target. We were poor. We were poor. We're probably going to get absolutely annihilated by the media now as well. There we go. Okay, just fire away. Come on. Why didn't Maylen get a chance to make his debut? He's still settling in. He needs time to adjust. He's only just come in. Why didn't Van der Beek? Again, he needs time to adjust. I mean, what do you expect? We just bought these players. Why didn't Soyuncu make his debut? I mean, I don't really know what they expect. Why they're just going to ask the 3 questions about 3 players. They asked nothing there about the game. Nothing whatsoever. A little bit concerned about this game up next. It's our first game in the Champions League group stages. And it's against the Spanish giants Barcelona. And we've just come off the back end of getting absolutely crucified by Bayer Leverkusen. I didn't expect Bayer Leverkusen to turn up like that. We took so long to get going. I felt like we were stuck in first gear, revving, and we just didn't want to up the gear. We didn't want to start moving and passing the ball. We didn't want to shoot. We didn't want to get into, great positions, get into space. Felt like the lads played very, very sloppy. And we cannot afford that when Barcelona come to us. It cannot happen because Barcelona, the way that they're ticky-tacky football, the fast build-up, the quick counter-attack, they will absolutely annihilate us because they are a much better team than Bayer Leverkusen. If Bayer Leverkusen can do us over like that, I'm worried what Barcelona are going to do to us. But what we're going to do now, guys, is attend the press conference, answer the questions the media have to ask. Then we'll get into the lineup that we're putting out against Barcelona. And then hopefully, well, we won't suffer a horrible defeat like we just did to Bayer Leverkusen. There we go. It's so good that the media talk in German as well. Obviously, I don't know if any of you guys talk German. After Mele's acquisition for PSV, fans are eagerly waiting to see him grace the field. Will he come on against us? It'll take a while to settle in. He'll prove he's the right man. He can. No, we'll go. He could come on. To be honest, Paco Cesar is starting up top, but he's not fully fit, so he could come on in the second half. That is not without a doubt. after Soyuncu's acquisition from Leicester. They're going to ask this next, aren't they, about Enes Bardi, I would have thought. Yeah, he still needs time to adjust. I mean, we've already got so many good centre-backs. He can't just, roll himself into the team. They're all rotated players. And there you go, it's about Van der Beek instead. He'll prove he's the right man as well. Plus, they're only all content. And I don't want to play people that are sad or playing poorly or content because it'll affect the team. So no more questions. This is really, really disappointing. I've never seen this before. But because we've signed 4 or 5 players, I know we've signed 5, but because we just signed 3 players in today's episode, that's all they care about. Players that haven't had their debut, they're the only questions we're getting asked. We got asked it in the post-conference that we just played after, unfortunately, losing to Bayer Leverkusen. They never asked about the defeat or what went wrong. They just asked about the players. We're now playing our first Champions League game, and that's what we're getting asked. If Klopp got asked those questions at the first game in the Champions League of the season, he'd probably just walk out. I've just noticed there they've also signed up Cesc Azpilicueta from Chelsea, who potentially may make his debut. Barcelona are only going from strength to strength, but I am ready to take them on. I'm excited for it. I think what we'll do is we'll play in our yellow kit because we're at home. They can play in their green kit as they're away from home. And there has been a few changes. We've dropped Jadon Sancho, who wasn't fully fit, for Torgan Hazard. And we've also brought Julian Brandt in for Guerrero, who had a very, very poor game. I'm hoping the likes of Marco Reus, Delaney, Witzel will really up their game because against FC Bayern Munich, FC Barcelona, when they've got Luis Suarez, when they've got Messi, when they've got Rakitic, Gerard Piqué, it's going to be difficult to take on Barcelona. And I feel like if we're struggling that much against Bayer Leverkusen, we're going to have a serious, serious problem in this game. So I'm hoping the lads are going to turn up and play a different type of game for me. But we have gone with Paco Alcácer up top in the striker position. A little behind him, we've got Marco Reus in the central attacking midfield. Then Julian Brandt, Delaney, Witzel and Hazard in the midfield. Schultz, Hummels, Akanji and Klosterman in the defence. And then Berkey between the sticks. Please, Dortmund, please get off to a great start. There we go. Be nice if Torgan Hazard on number 23 turned up to bag himself a couple of goals. I'm nervous for this one. I am nervous. I am nervous. I think Bayer Leverkusen has just knocked me a little bit there. I didn't expect them to come out and do that to us, and they did. So it worries me, and now we've got Barcelona up next. I also want to let you guys know, I did let you know in the last episode, but I know that some of you just skip to watch the gameplay. That's the preferred bit that you like. But I am going to be editing these Borussia Dortmund career mode episodes slightly different. If something funny happens or something weird happens, I'm going to include it. I'm going to do zooming into different parts, and I'm going to add pictures and add overlays and stuff. With this Dortmund career mode, not only am I taking it serious, I also want to kind of exploit and explore where I can go with my editing skills. So, Frankie de Jong, I forgot about him. Luis Suarez. Busquets. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Gerard Piqué. We need to up our game here. Leo Messi up top for Barcelona with Luis Suarez, I would have thought. But as we get this first half kicked off with Paco Alcácer, let's get it on the way. And lads, we need to up the gear. Witzel to Delaney. Goes to Julian Brandt on the inside now to Paco Alcácer. He's going to lay it off to Julian Brandt. Beautiful. Julian Brandt over to Marco Reus. Better. From the black and yellows. Much better. 1-0 up after 5 minutes. Simple little back heel. Run there from Julian Brandt. Switched it across to Marco Reus, who takes it on the outside of the boot. On his right foot. Beautiful beat. To Steigen between the sticks, and we have taken the lead. Maybe this is where now we build the confidence and we up the gears. Hazard's not got many options. Here's Witzel. Paco Alcácer going through there to Marco Reus. Now he's going to be thrown goal once again. Well, he didn't start well against Bayer Leverkusen. He did score in the game against Bayer Leverkusen, but it was only a consolation goal. Well, he's had 2 shots and both of them have ended up in the back of the net. Well done, Marco Reus. who has absolutely upped his game. Great run there to get on the left side of Titi. Get through on goal one-on-one with the Steigen. And bury that with his left foot in the bottom right corner. Beautiful goal from Marco Reus. And we take the lead 2-0 over Barcelona. Into Paco Alcácer. Paco Alcácer back over now to Marco Reus. He's going to take a touch and dig one over the top for Julian Brandt. That's a lovely ball. We're going to try and cut this back now and do as for Laqueta. Nice little ball in now for Paco Alcácer in the middle. Paco Alcácer take a bounce on. That was a phenomenal header. Unbelievable. Beautiful, beautiful header. How did we just lose 4-1 to Bayer Leverkusen, but we are 3-0 up against Barcelona? Gets a header Titi between Titi and Gerard Piqué and heads it towards the near post. Beaten to Steigen between the sticks. It's 3-0. Now we're in fifth gear. Nah. Hey! Is Dembele, Klosterman going to do well to hold him up there? Slide in with that ball. And as Junior collects the ball, the referee is going to blow for the first half. There was nothing coming from that play there from Barcelona, apart from them passing it backwards. I feel like Barcelona have started like we did in the last game against Bayer Leverkusen. Very slow, very sloppy, and just kind of passing the ball around, trying to get something going, but nothing's coming from it. I'm quite happy to jump back into the second half. If we're still 3-0 up in the next 10-15 minutes, I'll make the changes, give some players the rest, because I think maybe our job may be done here. Sergio Busquets now wanting to come forwards. Ball into the middle is Frenkie de Jong. Let's take the ball off, and de Jong's done very well there. Ball into the middle for Dembele. We're going to try and slide in. Berkey gets a hand to it and denies Ousmane Dembele. That was a great pass. Dembele screws up his feet, eventually gets a shot off, and a great save from Berkey. Maylen's wanting to go there. Let's play it in behind for Maylen. Maylen has got the best of the Gerard Piqué. Here he comes. Maylen on the inside. Dances him. Cuts it back into Donny van der Beek, who hits the post. Oh, Donny van der Beek and Maylen getting that link up. Nearly scoring a goal and bagging themselves an assist as well. 1 minute added on here. Come on, lads. Let's see this game out. Keep a clean sheet and get those 3 goals. Here comes Azpilicueta. And as he plays the ball down to Messi, we've bagged ourselves the win. That was a completely different Dortmund team that we put out against Bayer Leverkusen. The only changes they made was Sancho out, Hazard in, Guerrero out, Julian Brandt in. And it honestly felt like it made the difference. Marco Reus was deadly. We beat FC Barcelona 3-0. Unbelievable result. Stat-wise, we beat them on paper. We had a lot less of the ball, but we know that Barcelona are the type of team to keep possession, ticky-tacky football. We only had 42% of the ball, but with 8 shots, 4 on target, we buried 3 of them in the back of the net. Marco Reus picks up man of the match with a 9.4 rating. Very impressed with Maylen and Van der Beek. Little link up between them. I'm sure they're going to have a great link up and be a great duo when we need them to play. Now it's time for the post-match interview. Don't ask about any players. Talk about the game. We just beat Barcelona 3-0 here. Don't talk about... Why didn't Soyuncu get a chance to make his debut? Why do you think we're playing Barcelona? EA, you're frustrating me now, okay? We witnessed Maylen's first minutes on the pitch as a player for Dortmund. What do you make of his debut? He played very well. EA, you're frustrating me because why am I going to play Soyuncu when I've got Hummels and I've got a Kanji and we're playing Barcelona? Why would I play a 78 centre-back when I've got 2 87 and 82 fit centre-backs? It makes no sense. I figured it'd be a surprise. I couldn't start him. Oh, we could tell he was nervous, so it's a good job we didn't start him. But 3-0 up, I'm happy to give the lads a run out. We witnessed Van der Beek's first minute on the pitch as well. Yeah, he must keep giving it his all. Donny van der Beek, little flair here and there, a few little passes that played well. But apart from that, it was quite quiet for the rest of the game, which I want someone to come in and make a huge impact. I'm sure once he's settled, he will do just that. But we are back at the Central. And today's episode's been a bit of a roller coaster. We started up on a high, making some transfers. We went a little bit higher when we beat... Who did we beat? Union someone, was it? I'll have to get used to the team's name. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, Union Berlin is the correct name for their team. We beat them 5-1, so we go a little bit higher. Then we get rattled by Bayer Leverkusen, and we start coming down on the dip. And then to finish, we're going back up because we beat Barcelona 3-0 in our first game in our group stage of the Champions League. I can already see the first game in the next episode is against 4th position Frankfurt. Let's go ahead and advance all the way to that game that we're playing on Sunday. I'm pretty sure the lineup is not going to be fully fit. If we take a little look, wow, it is. Apart from Hazard, everyone's fully fit. Wow, we have a team that is really good with fitness and really good with stamina. Let's go ahead and see what Guerrero is saying. I've been playing pretty good. I've been in pretty good form lately. I'm feeling good, so I hope you're not going to bench me against Frankfurt. I'll consider it because realistically, Julian Brandt just came in and outshined you. So although you think you've been playing well, for me, Julian Brandt was the man playing very well. But let's take a look before we end today's episode. Now, bearing in mind, guys, the next episode will be based... This one was based around transfers in 3 games. The next episode is going to be based around fan objectives and 3 games. And those 3 games are Frankfurt away from home, Werder Bremen at home, and then we move into the month of October where we take on Slava Prague in the group stage game for our second game in the Champions League. That's a little bit of a difficult one. As I end today's episode, I'm going to say we're going to play Frankfurt because they're already doing well in the Bundesliga and it's also away from home. We'd then simulate the game against Werder Bremen because we're at home and I don't think Werder Bremen are that good of a team. And then we'll play the game against Slavia Prague because the Champions League game and we just beat Barcelona. We need to continue to do so. So I think, as it stands right now, that's what we're going to do. Play Slavia, play Frankfurt, and simulate Werder Bremen. If you guys would like me to do something different, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. Let's just have a little look where Werder Bremen are. Well, they're 8th. They're joint with us actually right now. They're joint 7th. But Frankfurt are up in 5th position. RB Leipzig, who is currently top. Wow. So maybe that takes a little bit away from me, the fact that unfortunately we did get absolutely rattled by Bayer Leverkusen. They have played 15, scored 15, but more importantly, if you look at the goals difference, they have a plus 14 goal difference. They've scored 15, only conceded 1. And who did they concede against? Borussia Dortmund. Now we know, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that EA, on not the last patch, the patch before, because teams were getting relegated like Manchester City and Bayern Munich and Dortmund and Leverkusen, because PSG and teams like that were getting relegated, instead of EA taking it from too unrealistic to medium, they took it past medium and took it to super unrealistic. And I have seen screenshots and I've had it myself in career modes that I just play for fun that I don't record, where Bayern Munich have gone all season and won every single game, not drawn any, not lost any, won every single game. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case with Bayer Leverkusen and they're going to go all season and win every game and it's now impossible for us to catch us. In the Liverpool career mode, it's not been like that. It's been very up and down and we've had some difficult games, but we've played some great football and we are still in a chance, only 4 points behind Spurs right now, of getting back into a Premier League title position. So I don't think it's impossible. But how we started off this Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen are playing very well. Bayern Munich are yet to lose a game. Wolfsburg are yet to lose a game. I hope that is going to change very, very soon because I don't want it where it becomes so unrealistic that it's impossible for us to challenge Bayer Leverkusen. We want it to be a challenge. We want to play some great football. We want to have some difficult games. But I don't want it where one team just romps it and wins it by an absolute mile. But I've had mixed feelings about today's episode, guys. Made some great transfers. Started off great, beating Union Berlin 5-1. We then lost to Bayer Leverkusen, but they're absolutely smashing it at the top of the table with 5 played, 5 wins. So maybe that's how it's meant to go. And then we bounced back and beat Barcelona 3-0 in our first game of the Champions League. So very mixed emotions towards today's episode. Hopefully in the next episode, it will have changed up. Now, you should be seeing this on Friday, the 22nd of November. On Monday and Wednesday this week, you'll have had a Liverpool career mode episode. Next week, which is going to be my week B, on Monday, you're going to have Dortmund career mode. On Wednesday, you're going to have Dortmund career mode. And on Friday, you're going to have Liverpool career mode. I think I may eventually change that up. I think what I'm going to do in my week A and week B is week A is going to be Monday Liverpool, Wednesday Dortmund, Friday Liverpool. The reason for that is because as you're watching this episode now, it's been a week. Because he uploaded Liverpool career mode on Monday and Wednesday, the last episode was Friday. You're seeing this on Friday. It's been a week since the last episode. I think I might want to break it up. So week A would be Liverpool on Monday, Dortmund on Wednesday, Liverpool on Friday. And then week B is going to be Dortmund on Monday, Liverpool on Wednesday, Dortmund on Friday. Meaning every 2 weeks through week A and week B, you're going to have 3 Liverpool career mode episodes and 3 Dortmund career mode episodes. I think that's how I'm going to go, guys. And in the next coming weeks, probably as we get into December, in the description, there's then eventually going to be my week A and my week B of when I'm going to upload, what time I upload, and what content I'm going to be uploading. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But once I've done it in the description, I'll let you guys know. But that is going to be for today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.